Alright, welcome back, my Q-Boys. This is the second podcast of the channel. This time, well, what am I doing here? This time, okay, I'm a little bit, okay, it's a bit of a mess here. This time, I don't have an actual guest. This is just more of a community Q&A, because you guys have been wanting me to do one of those in a while. And I can see now that it's not going to be just a God of War Q&A, and I welcome that. That's actually pretty good, because, I mean, I know God of War and all that, but I like to be asked other things. Now, let me get my chat set up on my TV, because I'm using my computer, obviously. Give me just a sec. Okay, I'm live. Okay, good. Give me just a sec. Let me know if you can see the questions. Yeah, okay. Successfully connected. Good. Okay. Now, let me set something else up here. I see the pot of cast there. Yeah, because I was looking pot of cast to see how I wrote the title for the previous video, the one with John Ford, because I wasn't really sure, but now I know. Hold on, let me just, damn it. That way we can actually wait for people to get here. But how are you, Hulk? I just saw you in the Kanaruhi's stream. So, shall we get started then? Hey, drop the Vaseline. What's up, man? God of War of YouTube. What's up? God of YouTube is your name. What's up, man? Let me know if the music is too loud as well, because I have it in the background. Last time I forgot, when I was talking to John, I forgot to have a background music displayed. But this time it's a little bit better. But anyways, I guess I'll just go ahead and get started with the first question. And who could it be? None other than my beautiful Alexandria Casper. Will you ever consider moving to Malta with Kanaruhi? This is totally not Kanaruhi's burner account, by the way. Of course not. I mean, yeah, I would go there anywhere. There you go, Kanaruhi. I would consider moving to Malta, even though it's not Canada, nor the States. It's in Italy. I would have to learn Italian, but I know Spanish, so it shouldn't be that difficult. Anyways, the next question comes from AMG. Okay, this isn't a theory, but a question. Am I the only? Oh, that's my brother playing a dragon game. This isn't a theory, but a question. Am I the only one that wants Baldur to be around again if we time travel? But this time they actually convinced him that they can make him feel again and make him an ally. Because let's be honest, I think everyone feels bad for what happened to him. I do. I've said this multiple times. Like I love Baldur. I think he's one of my favorite villains, if not my favorite, because of that. Because you feel sad for him. And if we time travel back, I guess we might be able to see a younger Baldur. If we travel before he was 20 years old, he wouldn't be cursed. I know that from lore and legends, because his curse happened after he was 20 years old. So maybe before that, we can actually see him without a curse. Okay, so the next question comes from Morteza Razavi. You might have told us and I just missed it, but anyway, do you know what is the meaning of that bird-shaped stone that Kratos committed suicide on in God of War 3? And if Kratos was in Egypt, should he recognize the Eye of Horus in God of War 4 when he saw it, or maybe he did? That's a good question. I didn't really think about this, the Eye of Horus, because yeah, he does seize the Eye of Horus in God of War 4. But okay, so the first question, sorry, I forgot to clear my nose. So the stone shaped in the shape of a bird, what I always took that to mean is that he died on top of a phoenix, and that animal, the phoenix, the creature, resembles rebirth. So I feel like that was Santa Monica's way of teasing that, hey, he's gonna come back again because he died on top of a phoenix. Now Kratos in Egypt recognizing the Eye of Horus. I really didn't make that connection because he does seize it in God of War 4. We don't know if we're gonna come across Horus or so far I think it's not confirmed yet, but I think the only god we've seen is Thoth, the Egyptian god of wisdom. But that is a good point, Morteza. Deontay Moore asked, put John back in. I asked him if he wanted to join, but he said that we didn't, because I wanted to talk about Fallen God, but he told me we both decided that, yeah, he's right, like, we don't really know that much about Fallen God yet. Let's wait until the second issue, but, hey, I'll have John, or he'll have me, as soon as we're able to, okay? Okay, Dynamic asks, do you think Faye is trying to change fate? We know she sees the future, or multiple different ones, and the ones we are following is the one at Jotunheim. at the Jotunheim mural, which is destroyed. It's destroyed past to. Okay, what? Past the point of current time when you make it there. Along, I did not get that. That is oddly worded. I'm sorry, man. When you make it there, along with all the giants surprisingly dead, what if Jotunheim is in the future because time dilation? Think Helheim / Light of Alpine, where Odin changed fate to win Ragnarok and destroyed a bit of the mural. What if they saw the future before it happened and used Kratos to change it? Okay, there's too many points here. I'm getting confused. I'm not sure what you mean, but I do think there's something odd going on with Jotunheim, because the giants shouldn't be dead. Because they escaped to Jotunheim and no one has ever been able to get through. But somehow, when we go to Jotunheim, it seems like there was a fight. Who they fight? In Norse mythology, they only fight the Aesir gods. So that's why I think the Jotunheim we go to is the one from the future. I did a video on it. I think it's called Jotunheim Giants Hidden in Time or something. So that might be possible. But I think that's what you're trying to say. But I'm sorry, there's just too many points that I'm getting confused with that question. Whose sign is on the port flag in the Mason channel? Oh, channel at Thamur's corpse. What material do you think is the Guardian Shield made of? Who did Frey go to make it? Was it made by one of the giants, smiths? Because Brock and Sindri say they made it. Why is it exceptional, as it says in the description? Okay, so the flag at the Mason's channel. I don't remember what it looks like, but I do know that area where Thamur fell was a village known for worshipping Njord, the Vanir god. Now, what material do you think? I don't know what material is the shield made of. I know Frey gave it to Kratos during the night of the the anniversary of their wedding, if you can call it that. Was it made by one of the giant smiths? Because Brock and Sindri say they made it. I don't remember I don't remember Brock and Sindri saying they made the shield though. I'm gonna have to look more into that. Hey Captain, what was your first time playing a God of War game? Why do you prefer the new God of War games over the old ones? Thanks. So yeah, the first God of War game I played was the first one in 2005. I don't know if it was in 2005 or 2006. It was before I came to Canada. I know that for sure. Why do I prefer the new one? I think the new one still uses the same philosophy of the other God of War games, but expands upon it. Like they put a lot more emphasis on the backstory. You can actually read them. You can read murals and just actually see lore, and that's what makes it more interesting. The story. I feel like the gameplay is a lot better too. The axe, especially. The axe is just such a good weapon, and I love it. So, the story and the combat is the main reason I like the new game a lot more. J.O. Vicente. Hey, Captain. What was... Oh, I read that already. Septic U-turn. Now that Fallen God has released, do you have any new theories on how Kratos keeps his sandals while in battle? Okay, so he's just messing with me. Yeah, a lot of people make that joke. It's like, oh, this guy's gonna make a theory video on why his sandals stay up. Stay on, I mean. So, Moldy Bread. I have a short theory about the issue. The entire issue shows Kratos slowly losing his mind because he can't overcome the curse of the gods put on him. Probably sucks. There is no probably... What? There is no probably, it definitely sucks? Well, I mean, we do know that the gods did put a curse on him. We don't know which gods yet. I don't know if he's losing his mind, though. I think the animals that you see talking to Kratos are actually shape-shifting to those animals, or at least controlling them. The monkey and the bird. So yeah, I don't think he's losing his mind yet. How is the Blade of Chaos hidden under his house and not following like in the comic? Do you think Thoth and the other Egyptian gods helped him get rid of the curse? No, I don't think that. Because if they got rid of the curse, Kratos would definitely throw the blades away like he was doing at the beginning of the comic. So yeah, I think he's still cursed. It's just that the Kratos has kind of embraced the blades, like, okay, they're going to follow me, I'm just going to keep them in my home, I'm just not going to look at them, that's it. I don't think it's going to be literally that every time he goes to sleep they're going to show up. I know that's what happens in the comic, but it's more like symbolic. Like every time, if the more he denies the blades, the more they return. He has them in his house, that means he's not really denying them anymore. Yeah, so they're contained. Why Kratos didn't stay in Egypt and went to Midgard? Why didn't he stay in Egypt? I mean, I guess we'll find out in the in the second issue, or the third. Why does it look like Kratos have a French mustache? I don't know what that means. Oh, in the comic! Oh, because his hair is coming in, right? And it looks a little bit like a French mustache, I guess. I have a question. Is Dark Horse on the Play Store, on the PlayStation Store online? No, I don't know. You have to buy it on their website. Give me a sec. Let me just go. Wait, let me just do something. I'll be back. Okay. Sorry, I forgot to tell my sister something. Alright, so where was I? Let's see. So the question is, how did Kratos stop the curse of the blades from reappearing to him even though he was hidden in his shack at home? How come the blades didn't follow him and Atreus? That's what I mean. I think that it's not a... They only return because he keeps throwing them away. Like, Kratos at home just keeps them contained. Like, he's acknowledging the curse. They know they're going to follow him, so he just deals with it. He keeps them where they are. Like, that's kind of how I see it now, but there might be a reason for that we might find out later. In God of War 4, after killing Milady, the Valkyrie, she says the soul of a Valkyrie cannot remain pure in a physical form. So now, if Freya is a Valkyrie, she must not be pure because she has a physical form and might be pretending to be nice to others while she's planning something evil. What do you think? Well, I don't think the Valkyries... So she's the queen of the Valkyries. But she was a Vanir goddess before that. She was kind of given the title of the queen of the Valkyries after she married Odin. So I don't think that rule applies to her. Like, it applies to the other ones because maybe she created the Valkyries. We're going to have to learn more about the Valkyries in the next game. I know they owe us a favor now, so maybe we'll learn more how they came to be. Where's Athena? Wait, Michael Villa said, where's Athena? Well, obviously she's at ancient Greece, or maybe she's in the higher plane of existence. But where is she? What is she doing? And is she the one who brought back the Blades of Chaos and cursed Kratos to have the blades wherever he goes? I have one more question, like a ton more, but typing would take too long anyway. I would like to see if you would answer this question. I don't think Athena is in ancient Greece still, because Kratos pretty much destroyed that. He gave the power of hope to the humans, so her plan was pretty much destroyed when he did that. I do think she's planning something. She's somewhere in the world. She might be in the higher plane of existence, and I do think we're gonna see her again. Okay, so Stephen Reeves asks, do you think the Greek gods put a curse on Kratos to have the blades returned to him, or was it some other god / force? I believe it has to be someone else. Like, we never saw that curse in God of War 2 or in God of War 3, because he slept. In the intro of the God of War 2 novel, we read of Kratos sleeping. He wakes up from a dream, so he slept. So the blades weren't following him back then. So this is something new. We just don't know which gods did that to him. Maybe gods from the higher plane of existence. Maybe Athena herself. I don't know. Could be Ares. I don't know. It's all interesting right now. What if Zeus manages to come back? An example would be that Kratos is losing a battle with Thor, and Odin tag teaming, and Zeus comes down as the eagle form and helps Kratos in some way. I mean, it would make an awesome cinematic. But you would have to explain it in a reasonable way. Like, Zeus is dead. How would you bring him back, though? That's my question for you. How would you bring back Zeus? Alright, so Jaden Kellogg asks, not that important of a topic, but how strong do you think Atreus is? When Kratos entered the Light of Alfheim and Atreus took down all the monsters by himself, I know it was over a curse of some time, but those monsters were pretty hard to fight in the game, so wouldn't that make Atreus pretty strong? Well, I mean, I don't know if you've seen my video about the Leviathan axe containing Faye's soul in it. So, Faye might have been instrumental in that. She might have kept him safe a little bit. But I do think Atreus is going to be really powerful. When it comes to magic, at least. So, maybe he was channeling some of that magic still. But yeah, thank you for the question. Jon Snow asks, just read the first chapter. Oh, read, okay. And it ain't much, but teasing basically all he does is walks through the desert. And he doesn't sleep, so the blades don't return to him. Yeah, that's pretty much what happens, but there is a little bit more. Like, he goes to the freaking Egyptian pantheon. That's pretty huge, and he meets possibly a god from that pantheon. That's why I like the comic. Like, It was short and yeah, a little bit too expensive, but what you get in there, it's still interesting. Do you think Freya is going to be the main piece, the main villain in the next game? I think she's gonna be a huge conflict. I don't know if she's gonna be the main villain though. It'd be interesting. I know we're gonna fight her, and I don't think she's gonna die. She might die in the third game, but I have a feeling she's gonna stay alive. This name right here. I can't pronounce that. What are the odds of them having different groups of studio work on a smaller prequel that has you play as Kratos in Egypt? Spider-Man came out the same year as God of War 4, and it had Miles Morales come out recently, so maybe they had the same plan for God of War, considering Uncharted did it, so maybe it's a thing they're doing going forward. We know they're working, Santa Monica is working on an unannounced game, but that's the thing, we don't know what that is. It could be a prequel, or it could be another game entirely. I personally want them to explore and do other games. Like I would be down to see what they do, but still keeping the same philosophy, I guess, like making them somewhat about fantasy. Like that's kind of what Santa Monica is good at. But yeah, I don't think they're working on another God of War game. But it would be cool though. I do think we're gonna get an Egyptian game eventually. But this might be the setup, like him before God of War 4 going to Egypt. This might be the setup that introduces the next Egyptian game eventually. Okay, Kieran Vernon. Yeah. Could the image at the end of Atreus holding a dying person remember Loki's wife on the title of Euron and Gander? What do you think? I literally only just thought about it. I don't get it. Could the image at the end of Atreus holding a dying person remember Loki's wife on the tile of Euron? Well, I don't think... It seems Atreus is holding a man, not a woman, though. But I'm not sure I get the question, Kieran. I'm sorry. In one of the slides of Fallen God, we can see that the blade grips has a design that is very similar to the Blades of Chaos. Hold on. The little demon on top of the blades. Whereas on the side of the blades, we can see the design that looks very similar to Athena. Why was this done? Was it just stupid artistry? Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what he's referring to. And Blades of Chaos. Blades of Athena. I'm sure you guys know what he's talking about. But so images. So he's referring to this thing. Like the Blades of Chaos have this little demon thing here, right? And the Blades of Athena have this glowy thing here. And when you go to Fallen God, it seems like it has the demon part of the Blades of Chaos, but the inner part of the blade of Athena. And I'm getting worried about that because I feel like they're gonna do that thing where it's, they're all the same blades. It's losing its powers back. I hope they're not doing that. I really hope so. But it seems like that's what they're doing. I hope it's just artistry, as you say. But I do know what you're saying. Yeah. My theory is the Kratos and Atreus. Sorry, is that period there? Kratos and Atreus we see in God of War 2018, 2K18, the basketball game. And wait, let me read it again. My theory is that Kratos and Atreus we see in God of War 2018 is in the future, while they should be in present after killing Magni, which explains why Magni didn't come back. And when Thor appears, they somehow go back to the present. That is why the giants are dead. I see what you mean. So you think they're in the... I mean, yeah, it's very similar to my theory. So in your theory, the giants are dead because Ragnarok happened already, right? I mean, it's an interesting theory, but Freya doesn't seem to think Ragnarok has happened yet. I just don't know. I know the Jotunheim they went to has to be from the future. I get that sense, because the giants shouldn't be dead. But it's an interesting thought. Okay, Aditya. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce Raj. I'm just gonna call you Raj. What's up, man? Hey, Captain. I have a question. Since 2018, when God of War came out, if Faye knew all about the future and about Loki and Kratos, did she really love Kratos, or just use him to give birth to Loki? Well, I guess we're getting philosophical here. Like, did she really love Kratos? I don't know, because she saw the future. So maybe, I don't know how long has she known the future for, though. That's the thing. I do think eventually she did love him, but maybe started off as just a means to get her plan in motion, but it's possible. Seal says, I want a baboon boss fight in Egypt. It might happen, man. It might happen. Since you can upgrade the weapons you get from the gods in God of War 3, does that mean say the claws of Hades weren't their strongest in the Great War? Also, what happened to the two Kratos theory that has been debunked or what? Keep up the good work. Thanks, man. Well, I mean, the whole leveling up, hold on, the strongest, where is it? Yeah, the strongest in the Great War. I'm sorry, I burped there. The whole thing about leveling up your weapons, I think it's just a game mechanic. It doesn't really happen in the story. I feel like they're already powerful. It's just something that has to happen in the gameplay for it to be fun. But I think they were already pretty powerful when they were in the Great War. They were able to suck the soul of Atlas and frickin' Kronos. So Kronos? Yeah, I think Kronos got taken too as well. Yeah. So I feel like they've always been the same level of strong. I don't know. Also, what happened to the Kratos theory? I have a video on it, but I guess my video is wrong because Bruno says that it's a time loop. I'm not gonna get into that. That is a very confusing topic. It's one of those things that, because I feel like the timeline, the time travel in God of War 2 is that of Back to the Future. So, two Kratos is very possible, but Bruno says it's not. So I can't disagree with him. I'm just gonna have to stop. But thank you for the theory, the question. Sorry. He posted a community post asking questions. He's not. Yeah, I'm not taking questions in the chat, guys. I'm reading them here. So if you wanna be in it next time, just make sure to subscribe and then leave a comment whenever I do one of these. One theory that constantly bugs me is Kratos and Atreus god power. In God of War 2, he lost his godhood. We assume by 3 he died with it. All souls get judged by something when they die, like Athena. So what would happen to Kratos? Out of all that I say, the title goes to Sparta. As God, I'm not getting this. As God holds the most meaning to him. Please elaborate me. My personal theory is that Kratos is dead, but either the ashes of his skins and others are alive, or Kratos is dead and the rage of Titans. Are you guys getting that question? I'm not getting it. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not getting it the way it's phrased. So yeah, in God of War 2, Kratos loses his godly powers because of the Blades of Chaos. Zeus stabs him and he gets the powers back. He gets the blades at the end of the game, so he gets his godhood back. And in God of War 3, yeah, he dies with the blade, but it somehow doesn't affect him. He's still a god, so even in God of War, he's like, I'm a god boy. Like, he says, I'm a god, so he still has the. This guy thinks Kratos is dead, and that's his ash being alive. His ash? The ashes on his skin? No, Kratos is still alive. Like in Fallen God, he comes back to life. I'm not really sure I get the comment. I'm sorry. I have a theory. Maybe the ashes of his family are keeping him alive. He can't die until the ashes come off of his skin, and maybe he needs to forgive himself to get rid of the ashes, or do something really to finally redeem himself. But what does a person need to do to redeem himself of murdering his own family? Answer, Cuba. I'm not sure about this thing, the ashes keeping him alive, though. I mean, it's the ashes of a dead person. Like, they're not gonna keep him. Oh, Telly, thank you so much for the super chat. I won't be able to read the questions, but thank you so much for the super chat. I don't really understand this thing of the ashes keeping him alive. Like, that's not. It's a theory. That's what he says. It hasn't been confirmed yet. It's possible, but I just don't see it. And he forgave himself to get rid of the ashes. No, he forgave himself in God of War 3 during the fear section of Kratos. Now, the ashes, getting rid of the ashes, I feel like that's something that's going to eventually happen in the series. I feel like all of his curses are going to be lifted. But that would mean the end of Kratos, though. Because, like, his ashen skin is what makes him, one of the things that makes him who he is. So I don't know if he's going to lose the ashes, though. Interesting. Yeah, they're stuck to the skin. They don't really keep him alive. Okay, I've been thinking that the Blades of Athena / Exile shielded Kratos from the curse of blades when he cast them off. The Blades of Chaos return and keep returning. I also think that the curse is a consequence of having the blades in the first place. They were never supposed to be removed from his flesh, but if somehow they were, like Ares did, then the curse would kick in. Yeah, but the curse would kick in, but wouldn't the curse kick in like during the events of God of War 2 and 3? They never followed him up until the ending of God of War 3. That's what makes this curse so interesting, because it just... Hold on. So, it happens after God of War 3. We don't know who. I think it's someone from the higher plane of existence. I don't think you know this, but I'm actually the voice actor for God of War Ragnarok. Beautiful. Beautiful. I don't know, what's the ending? I don't know. Let's just troll back. Dynamic. Akiba, did you know that Dynamic YouTube channel is the best channel on YouTube? Not a theory, just a fact. I guess it's his channel. Oh, look at that! He's getting a shout out, man. Go visit Dynamic. Best channel ever. We know that Njord and the other Vanir gods have the ability to freeze time. Ymir calls it temporal magic. Nobody uses it anymore because it doesn't stop Skull and Hati from eating the sun and the moon, but the sun and the moon stop moving. Wait, sun and the moon. But the sun and the moon stop moving away from them. Do you think the next game will fight Freya or any other Vanir god, and they will use that magic to accidentally start Ragnarok? 100%. You know what? I'm gonna heart that because I've made a theory video about that a while back. I think it's called Freya or something. What is it? Hold on. Captain Cuba Freyja. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, Freyja will start Ragnarok, and that's exactly what I say. I feel like we're gonna fight Freyja or Freya, and at the end they're gonna stop time, and they're gonna cause Ragnarok. That's where's the thing? Okay, so yeah, you get a heart, my buddy. I've had this theory for a long time, and that's what. Oh, okay, so you're commenting on the previous. Thanks, man. Thank you. Mimir said that Odin is a collector of prophecy, to style himself as all-seeing and all-knowing, to control his own fate in Ragnarok. We see that he's extremely methodical, as sent by Baldur to fight us, claiming it would have bring the key to breaking his curse. He was right, as he knew he would happen eventually, but the cause was Fimbulwinter started. Atreus asked Mimir why Odin would start the process of Ragnarok, and Mimir said that Odin has tendency to fulfill his own prophecies, as that gives him control when certain things variables start. Do you think that he's returning the blades? He's returning the blades to Kratos constantly to put him on the path to end in the Norse realm. What if, since Norse prophecies don't account for Kratos? What if since Norse prophecies don't account for Kratos, Odin will use that to change the events in Ragnarok? Maybe Odin will lose no matter. Jesus, this is a long one. I'm not really getting it. Unless he uses Kratos to change the events that will have been giving him the blades back, might change the events that would set him towards. So essentially, you're saying Odin is the one who cursed Kratos with the blades. Wait, sorry, what? Cuba. No, reading dynamics. I've heard this theory before for a long time. He said something else. I don't know, honey. I'm not. The wording is a little bit confusing. I'm not really getting it. But I think he says that Odin is the one who cursed the blades to follow Kratos. That way, much like he did with Baldur, like he would, like by cursing the blades, he knew he would end up in the Norse realm and then start Fimbulwinter and then Ragnarok. But that way, he has control. I do know I don't think Odin is the one who cursed them with the blades. But I do know he's methodical, like he said. Like he does things like that. This is exactly what he did to Baldur. That is a good point. Like he's like, hey, if you do this, your curse would be lifted. It was, but at the cost of his life. So, yeah. Hey, Cap. There's a theory of mine I've been wanting to tell you for some time. Most likely wrong, but I thought about this. So in the phone call Easter egg, we hear Kratos release the soul of Ares. Okay, he doesn't release it. Correction there. I don't really want to make this a super long comment, but comment and explain the whole thing here. But basically, what if the soul of Ares is inside the Blades of Chaos? That would be cool. Honestly, that would be the coolest thing. For one thing, he doesn't really release the soul of Ares in the phone call, but that would be, if that's the reason why they're following him, that would be so amazing, because that would mean that the Leviathan axe has the soul of Faye, and the Blades of Chaos have the soul of Ares. You know what? I'm gonna heart that one. Oh, it's Murder of a Guy. I just realized that. That is really cool. Because, Yeah, his soul is still somewhere in Mount Olympus. What if freaking Athena cursed the soul of Ares to go into the blades, and that's why they keep returning to him? It's his whole nemesis. That would be awesome. That would be so cool. Can I? Okay, I'm not gonna do anything else. You deserve a heart, man. Dynamic again. They confirmed gods in Egypt. Also, the way you travel to other mythologies is different from what we thought. Knowing this, what do you think the mural of Athamu's corpse with the boat in different worlds and galaxies represents? You made a theory on it. Yeah. Captain Cuba. Galaxy? What is it? Oh my god. Theory. Where is it? Worlds? I don't know where it is. I've made so many videos. But yeah, I did made a video on it a while back. I know what you're talking about. Sorry, honey, I can't read it now. Yeah, the whole galaxies thing, I really don't know, man. I know what... It might just be referring to the realms in the Norse pantheon. I don't know if it refers to the outer world of God of War. But we do know it's a single planet, and they all contain all mythologies in the same place. I don't know if they're divided. I don't know if they have magical barriers yet. But we do know that Kratos went from Greece to Egypt. Like we do. Like we just got on a plane and go out another country. That's what he did. But in the story. So, yeah. Mac, nice, brother. Thank you. Sorry. Do you think the wolves theory, where they drag him to the Northlands, will be a thing, or do you think they will change the reason he ended up there? I hope so. I hope they don't change it, because I mean, I don't want retcons. Like sorry, I'm really gassing now. So if they change that, it's gonna be really bad. I wouldn't like that. I hope the Fallen God comic books ends with him being dragged to Scandinavia by the wolves. Musty cameo. Oh my god, he made a cameo. There he is. In God of War 2018, in the fight with Baldur, he can self-heal, so why in the gameplay he can't? Oh, Kratos, he can self-heal, because it would break gameplay. That's fairly simple. It wouldn't be good, because if you could heal, then you would be invincible in gameplay. That doesn't make any sense. Bergs of Hack. If Kratos kills Thor and gives Mjolnir to Atreus, can Atreus recall Mjolnir like the Leviathan? We don't know that. Atreus recalling Mjolnir. We don't know. Because according to someone, that's some evidence, it seems that the Leviathan axe can return to Kratos because it has the soul of someone from his past. Does Mjolnir have the same? Would it react with Atreus? I don't know. So I'm not sure about that. Maybe it's just runes. If he has runes, maybe he can call it back. That's not the reason it returns to Kratos. That's what I mean. Look, I don't think the guy who said that would be lying to us. It might be retconned out of it, but I don't think he's lying. So, we don't know whose soul is in it. How did Kratos get to Egypt? Dude, he walked or traveled to another world, like the Norse world? Yeah, he got on a boat and got to Egypt. It's in the comic. Can I show you guys part of the comic? What? Dark Envoy. Let me get it for you guys. Hold on. Bookshelf. We're not gonna read the whole thing because I could get in trouble. Okay, so the beginning. Is it here? No, not yet. Hold on. I think it's the next. Yeah. There he is. I sail away from my past. There you see him on a freaking boat, and he gets to Egypt eventually. He lands, and that's it. Anyways, how Kratos heal himself when he fights Baldur for the first time? I don't know exactly. I don't know his biology. Wait. Oh, I read that. Okay. We don't know exactly how he does it, but I know he's a god. He's got superhuman abilities, and I know he did the same thing in Ghost of Sparta when he was fighting Deimos. Deimos beat him to a pulp, and then he healed himself again. We don't know if there's a soul of axe. We don't know that yet. I have a question. If Hades itself was destroyed, what happened to Zeus when he died? And also, where did God's soul go when they die? Well, if we go by God of War 1, the soul of Ares is still in Olympus, but they never really did that with the story. I think when a god dies, they really die. That's it. That's what happens. They just die. They cease to exist. Maybe they go to a prison in the higher plane of existence. That hasn't been confirmed yet. Maybe something remains. It's possible that something remains. But I think by what we see, they're completely destroyed. Can you read the comic or do a review for the people who didn't buy it or couldn't? I mean, I did do a review, a short review telling you guys that you should get it. But I can't show you guys the comic. I could get in trouble. Shadow Knight. There will be a point in the future when a new Euron Gander is born to our Atreus, and there will be 2 snakes, one young and one old. Unless the old one that got sent back in time dies due to some reason, and the young one grows up, fights Thor, and gets sent back. Yeah, I hate time travel. I just hate time travel. Is the music still going? Yeah. I hate it because of this. Because now, like he says, like we'll eventually see if the old Jormungandr doesn't die. Like we'll see a newborn Jormungandr. I don't know how that's gonna work. You know what? I'll heart you because I feel your pain, man. I feel you. Why does Atreus' eyes glow when he calls the Serpent during the final boss fight with Baldur? It glows because he's becoming stronger now. His powers are coming out, I guess, and I guess that's it's gonna be one of the things he has, like glowy eyes when he does magic. As I read the comic, okay, this is a long one. As I read the comic, I noticed that the boots of Hermes in the first 5 pages. I think of the comic. First of all, I want to say that I'm gonna make a video on it. That's my next video. Think of the comic. Then they changed to normal leather boots after he reached the town. Same as to his Spartan's kilt, where he changed to normal leather, Egyptian kilt of some sort, and now he had that blue coat on his head. Did he kill that woman in the village to get the hood? That'd be funny. Also, does this actually prove that the boots aren't destroyed, that they removed them from the games to press surprise later? That's my theory, considering how the novels written and often games like God of War look for a twist. I believe that Atreus is gonna kill his father. He will have to, or he gets deceived by someone, Athena, and then Kratos comes back somehow. But after reading the comic, now it seems that Athena is just another delusion, like the baboon, right? The bamboo and the bird that remind them of his destiny. But still, the cycle hasn't ended. Well, I really think the baboon and the bird are actually Thoth, the Egyptian god, and he's speaking through them because those are his main animals. Whether Atreus is going to kill Kratos, I'm not so sure about that. Because if that happens, it's gonna undermine the story of God of War 4. Because that's kind of the whole point at the end. You know, like breaking the cycle. We must be better than them, right? It's cool. I love that moment so much because when Kratos killed Baldur, he quoted Zeus. He quoted the same thing Zeus quoted to him, but changed the ending. Zeus says the cycle ends here. You will never be the ruler of Olympus. But when he killed Baldur, he said the cycle ends here. Must be better than this. He did that so that Baldur would not kill his mother. That way the cycle ends. So if Atreus kills Kratos, the cycle is going to continue. They can do that, but it's going to undermine the story. That's kind of my fear of it. About the boots, I'm gonna cover that in a video. But thank you for reminding me, Eric. I'm gonna heart that. Just because of the this part just made me laugh. That was pretty funny. He killed the woman to get the hood. So Autistic Potato says, so I have a theory about the Leviathan axe. So what if the axe has to be a gift for the wielder to call the axe back? Because Kratos specifically said to Atreus that it wasn't a gift. So if your theory is correct, then it wouldn't return to Kratos, right? Oh, when he gave him the axe, right? I'm not giving it to you. I'm letting you hold my axe. I don't know. It's possible. We don't really know why the axe returns like yet. I still believe it's the spirit thing, but it hasn't been confirmed yet. Definitely go back. So this is published for one of my awesome members. Thank you so much, man. Definitely go back into the tweet I sent you about the true story of how Brock turned to blue. It's a very interesting story, and it proved that you cannot believe anything the dwarves tell you. I mean, it's possible. Okay, I forgot what it said. I think it happened when he was creating the Leviathan axe, right? Yeah, I think it's. I did read the tweet. I remember that. It could be that you can't trust the dwarves, or it could be that it has been retconned out. Like, I don't know. I take the aim to be more canon than the actual lost pages. But it's possible they're not telling you everything, much like Mimir. Okay, so Vegas Mahilis asks, do you think navigation in all 9 realms will be possible in the next game? I think this is just, there's no proof of this, but this is just my idea. I think we'll be able to go to Svartalheim, the land of the dwarves, Vanaheim, because Freya's gonna be the main conflict. What else is there? And I think Asgard is the only one that remains. I feel like we will go to these two, Vanaheim and Svartalheim, but when it comes to Asgard, oh, it's the middle finger. When it comes to Asgard, I think we'll only go to Valhalla, which is in Asgard, but we won't go outside too much. Maybe Kratos is escaping, but that's just what I think about it. I could be wrong though. What is Asgard? Oh, what do you think Asgard would look like? A dead place like the rest of the realms we saw in God of War 2018, or a magnificent place full of different gods and Vikings. I think it's gonna be the latter. It's gonna be really beautiful. It's gonna be like the inside of Mount Olympus, I guess. That's where the gods live, and it's gonna be. Just go to play AC Valhalla if you have it. I know you go to Asgard in that game, and it looks pretty good. I think God of War is gonna look even better than that. It's gonna look very much like a temple. It's gonna look beautiful. I think so. So God of War Ascension asks, there you come here. You came to the wrong neighborhood. Hey, what happens if you visit or go near Freya's house in God of War 4? At the ending? And finally, Cubanium. When you go after you kill Baldur, and you go to her house, Mimir says like, we should probably leave. She's probably in there planning your demise, brother. That's all she says. Oh, sorry. Mitty Fox, where are you from, Cuba? I was born in Cuba and I live in Canada. F in Laser Sight, the Blades of Chaos come back. Sorry, is this still music? Yeah. Well, I can check here. What am I? Oh, I have it looped. What? Do I have it looped? Yeah. I don't even have to check anymore. The Blades of Chaos come back whenever he sleeps. So does that? So does Kratos have the power to recall his weapon, but he didn't know how to use it? And in God of War 4, he learned about that power, and he can make the axe come back, but he didn't mention in God of War 4. Again, it's worded odd. I don't know. He's talking about the blades, but then he's talking about the axe. We don't know why the blades returned to him yet. I believe the Leviathan axe returns because of the spirit of someone from his past. I believe what the guy said. It could be retconned out. We don't know at the moment. So Svindal asks, do you really think Modi is dead, or do you think his death was a cop-out? Dude, check out this video. This is... What is wrong with me? Check out this video, man. This is my favorite video I've done. Oh, wait. Captain Cuba. Modi. In this video, I prove, with 100% proof, that Modi is still alive. This one. Just watch it. You're gonna enjoy it, man. He's still alive. El Tortilla. Alright, I'm Spanish, I can say that. I hate your voice, but I appreciate your videos. I hate my voice too. Thank you though. Do you think the Valkyries help Freya kill Kratos, or will they stop? Wait. Will help Freya kill Kratos, or will they stop her from seeking vengeance? I feel like the Valkyries are gonna be caught up in between of what to do. Because, yeah, like, they have allegiance to Freya, who's their queen, but they also owe a favor to Kratos because he freed them from their physical bodies. I've never thought about that. You know what, I'm going to heart that, because it might be, it's an interesting dynamic, because they have allegiance to both teams, essentially, now. But I think they will help Kratos. You deserve a heart. Alexander Petrov, can Athena be a boss battle in God of War Ragnarok? Oh, okay, so he's got 4 questions. Will Atreus turn against us? Who do you think why do you think Fallen God is too short and it won't be... Wait. Why do I think... Oh, I don't know why you think that. Why do I think Fallen God is too short and it won't be enough for us? Do you think it's possible to make another game with OG Greek mythology? Okay, so can Athena be a boss battle in Ragnarok? No, I don't think she's going to be a boss battle or even be in the next game. But I do think we're going to see her at the end of a Norse trilogy. Will Atreus turn against us? No, as I said before, it would undermine the story of God of War 4, but I could be wrong. Why do I think the Fallen God is too short and won't be enough for us? You mean the whole series? I don't know if it's going to be... maybe the other issues are going to be longer, But I do think it's gonna be meaty. It's gonna have content. So, do you think it's possible to make another game of OG Greek mythology? I think we're gonna go to the Greek pantheon again in the next game. But I don't know if they're gonna make another game. I don't think so. Why did Freya say the gods of these realms don't take kindly to outsiders? Trust me, I know. Yeah, I noticed that too. This means some outsider did come there. Yeah, I thought about that line. You know what? You deserve a heart because you're the only one, aside from me, that has pointed that out. I haven't really talked about it because I don't have a theory as to who could it be. But yeah, the gods of these realms don't take kindly to outsiders. Trust me, I know. It's not her, because she's from. I mean, she's still of the Norse realm. She's talking about Midgard, coming to Midgard. So maybe in another time, another outsider came to the realm as well. That's a really good point. I don't know who could it be, but I do think she might be hinting at something there. Captain Cuba, I have one question. Does Kratos forgive himself eventually? Yeah, he does in God of War 3. During the ending. Why exactly did he kill himself in God of War 3? I don't think he would have. He would be capable of facing his family afterlife. Oh, okay. So you saw the interview. That's what I would point you to. The interview with the directors. It's not very clear. Stig Asmussen, the director of the game, left that part somewhat ambiguous for you to decide. I think he just killed himself because he thought he was done. He's like, my vengeance is done. I have nothing else to do. That's it. And when he did that, he also gave the power to humanity. He's like, I don't want to be in it. I don't want to mess this up anymore. So I'm just going to go. That's kind of my theory on it. My interpretation, I should say. In God of War 4, remember when Atreus asks Freya if Vanir magic could raise the dead? And she says, yes. For once, could this imply something? Atreus asks Freya if the Vanir magic could raise the dead. I don't remember that. I'm gonna have to play God of War 4 again. It's been a few months since I played it. I forgot that line. Because I know Mimir says that Freya wouldn't want to reanimate Baldur because Mimir is not alive. He's just reanimated. But it's possible she might try to do that. Do I have any water? Yeah. Never said that. Okay, thank you, Mike. I don't remember Atreus saying that, or Freya. Kuzan asks, would it be cool if Atreus, like his dad, got weapons from the gods they fought? Imagine if Atreus could use Thor's hammer or Odin's spear. Just saying, it would be epic. That's something that needs... I'm gonna heart that, because I feel like that's more of a complaint to the game. And I think it needs to happen. In the older God of War games, it really felt like an adventure when you came across this enemy and you took something from him, and then you used him to aid you in your journey. That doesn't really happen in God of War 4 that much. You get the chisel, and that's it. That's all you get, right? I feel like it has to have more Metroidvania aspects, I think, to make the gameplay a little bit more fun. But it would be cool if he gets another weapon. Strawberry Milk. Hello, Cuba. So I'm wondering about your idea. So people have been saying Kratos will be going back to Greece. Do you think that this is something valid and it will actually happen in the next game, or could happen? Again, I'm gonna point you to this. So I'm not gonna watch the video. So in the 10-year, I suggest you watch this video. Maybe this will help you. Maybe I'll convince you to believe the same. So in the 1-year anniversary of God of War 4, Santa Monica released a new dynamic theme for the PS4, and it was just Kratos in the Lake of Nine with Atreus on the boat, and then in the distance you could actually see some harpies. People say it's dragons or valkyries. Don't listen to them. They're freaking harpies, okay? If you analyze their movement pattern, they're freaking harpies. Now, I don't think harpies are going to be an enemy in the next game. I think these are symbolic harpies, which means the return of the Greek realm again in the next game. I could be wrong, but I do know they're harpies in the 1-year anniversary. You can go and check out this video if you want to. But you can definitely see harpies in the game. Not in the game, sorry, in the thing. Say hi to Kylo for me. He's not here now, but I'll tell him. I'll tell him. Is the comic some way a confirmation Kratos in Egypt, or he already was there and destroyed it, then to Norse? Okay, so we don't know if... I don't think he's gonna destroy it. He arrived in Egypt. We know that. What he's gonna be doing there, we're not sure. We know that he has to fight I mean, you guys have seen the issue 3 of the Fallen. Issue 3, yeah. We see him fight. Here we see him fight a crocodile or maybe a hippopotamus of some kind. A monstrous chaos beast threatens the fearful desert village and engages Kratos. So he kills him. He plunges the blades of chaos into the wicked beast. So he kills him with the blades of chaos. But I don't know who this monster is. It could be... I was actually thinking it was a myth? Maybe... Sorry. Egyptian god. Is it a god? This guy. So it's a crocodile, hippopotamus, and lion. So it might be this guy. I really don't think it's Sobek anymore, because Sobek wouldn't be that. Sobek is a freaking god. The thing we see him fight in the cover art. My favorite part is when he googles. Shut up. It doesn't seem like a god. It seems like a beast, like the description says. This seems to be more akin to it. I think he's a demon in Egyptian mythology. But he could be fighting that. That might be his purpose. Let's see. Talk about your crush, Aphrodite. My crush is Kanaruki. Always will be. Hey Kiva, I have this question that Odin knew about Kratos and him... Wait. That Odin knew about Kratos and him being the one to begin Ragnarok even before he came to Norse realm. And that he's the one who controlled the Sisters of Fate. But he's not only controlling them, but all similar entities like them across the whole God of War world/universe. I mean, Odin is powerful, but I don't think his reach extends outside of the Norse pantheon. And even in the Norse pantheon, you have to deal with the norms there, which are the Sisters of Fate of the Norse pantheon. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat, Shiny Song. I want to say thank you for the super chat, but I'm not gonna be reading them right now. At least I'm gonna focus on this, and maybe at the end I can read them. But thank you so much, man. But yeah, I don't think Odin was controlling Kratos since he was in the Greek pantheon. I don't think there's any credence to that. But thank you for the question. How many Aesir or Vanir gods can we expect in God of War Ragnarok? I think we're gonna be fighting a lot more characters next time. Because in Tyr's temple, one of the roots actually erases the protection rune Freya put on his neck. That means every god is able to see him now. That includes Odin, Thor, freaking Heimdall. Everybody can see Kratos now. So I think they're going to be looking out for Kratos and fighting him. It's going to be a lot more like God of War 3, I think. I'm going to hard it just... hopefully Santa Monica hears me and be like, yeah, let's add more bosses. Looks like the boots of Hermes were not destroyed in God of War 3 by Zeus, since many people claim to have seen them in the God of War Fallen God. What are the chances that other weapons may have survived too? And Kratos just left them on top of Mount Olympus since their job was done and Zeus was dead. What do you think? I think all the weapons were destroyed except the Hermes boots, but I don't think they work. I'm gonna... Smith, thank you for the question, but I'm planning a video on Hermes boots again. Thank you, though. Return to Greece as possible. Cory Barlog has already teased Harpies. There you go! In the God of War 4's dynamic theme, rebuilding, Greece has already been shown on the Greek base. And in God of War 4 also, the Blade of Olympus is still there. I know. The Blade of Olympus is still there. I agree with you. Like, I do think those are Harpies. And the Greek vase shows the Greeks actually rebuilding Olympus. They're teasing it, man. My question is as follows. We know that Kratos has never... What? We know that Kratos has never killed the Sisters of Fate? They're still stuck in a different timeline, so I think it's possible that they will probably do something to take their revenge from Kratos. Maybe they will try to control Kratos' destiny/fate from the different timeline. It's also possible that we may encounter them when we use time travel to visit another timeline. Yeah, so, yeah, I think Corey is the one who confirmed this. Alecto... No, not Alecto, sorry. What's her name? Lachesis and Atropos are stuck in the past, I think. But the third sister of Fate, the third sister is actually dead, which is Clotho. So I don't think they can actually control anything. And even if they could, they couldn't really control anything outside of the Greek realm. They're still stuck in the Greek realm. They wouldn't, much like Odin, they wouldn't be able to do anything to Kratos now. My theory is that appearance of what adult Atreus is possible in the game set in Norse mythology. First, if Atreus from the future comes back in time. Second, if Kratos time travel. For example, if he stays for a very long time in Jotunheim, he can meet adult Atreus after returning from Jotunheim because time travels much faster there. Yeah, I think it's possible we will see adult Atreus, yeah. But that's just a theory. How would you feel about Kratos' mood and... How would I feel? How do I feel about it now? I think it's good. I think it's a much better Kratos. Like, he's still the ragey on the inside a little bit. Like, he kind of lets it out very few times. But he's a much more interesting character right now. The Demu really annoys me. I don't know what you're talking about. Helios is the son of two titans according to Greek mythology. So how come he supported Olympus instead of his titan parents? What? I'm not... Two titans according to the... Oh, supported Olympus. Okay, I thought you meant like Atlas supporting the world. Okay. We don't know why he does it in the God of War series. I know what you mean now, but I don't know. Will Kratos find Faye? Faye is technically inside the Light of Alfheim. So, oh god, what did I do? I went to his channel. So yeah, Faye is technically inside the Light of Alfheim. She's in soul form there. So they already found her. Another is, can Kratos actually be tiered? Wait. Kratos actually be tiered. Kratos went to Greece, Egypt, and Midgard. Asgard could be Alfheim and must... I'm sorry, I don't get the last part. But no, I don't think Kratos is tier, man. Like, he's already Farbodi in the Norse mythology. He's not gonna be another Norse character. It's just it wouldn't really make much sense. Massive fan from the UK. When Atreus says he can't hear voices in Jotunheim, he hears them in other realms. But does that mean there's giants there? No, I don't think he can only hear giants. He can hear creatures and animals and stuff, because he's more in tune with the spirit world, I guess. So it's not just exclusive to giants. He can hear other beings as well. Hey Captain Cuba, did you really realize that when after the stranger fights Kratos screamed, you guys need commas, man. You gotta put commas and periods. Okay, did you realize when after the stranger fight Kratos screamed Faye and the axe came back to him? I think this proves your theory that Faye's spirit is in the axe. Yeah, some people have pointed that out. It's not within his character to actually pray to someone who's dead. And at that moment he was just talking, Faye, how do I do this? And the axe returns to him. It's really cool. It actually could be evidence that the axe returns to him because Faye's soul is in it. I got a question. How is it that when Zeus killed all the Spartans, how is it that only one survived? I mean, it's just plot. He escaped. It doesn't really tell you how he survived. I guess he broke the tower and then a stone fell on him but didn't really crush him all the way. That's how he survived. What if that talking monkey from the comic is Odin? No, I don't see why that would be the case. Odin can turn into a monkey. And why would he be in the Egyptian pantheon? Do you really think that Kratos healed himself after inserting the Blade of Olympus in his guts after God of War 3? I think he's gotten that ability to heal himself. Oh, you mean after he died? Okay. So Bruno has said that some time has passed since in between the start of Fallen God and the ending of God of War 3. So we're gonna need another comic to what happened in between, because you see bandages across his stomach. So some time has passed since he died. We don't know exactly how he healed himself again. So that's all I can tell you at the moment. I can show you. Hold on. I can show you the bandages, because I don't think a lot of people have seen them. Give me a sec. Because you can only see them in one panel, I think. It's when he's throwing them. So right here, you can actually see the bandages across his stomach. Right there. You can barely see them. You can't really see them here anymore, so I guess they just forgot to add them. But, so it goes that... And this is not the exact same place where he died. It's close. It's on Mount Olympus still. But some time has passed. We don't know exactly how he came back to life. Hopefully they explain it more in the second issue. Let's see. My question is, how is Atreus Loki? Isn't Loki supposed to be Thor's brother? Big fan. Thank you, man. I think Loki is supposed to be Odin's half-blood brother, I think. He's always been adopted. Like, he hasn't really been of the Aesir blood family. Like, he's always been a giant. So, I don't know how it happens in actual Norse mythology. I guess... I don't think it explains in Norse mythology how he comes to be by the Asgardian god's side. In the God of War series, they might explain why he goes to the Asgardian gods, if he does. Nasir, hey Captain Cuba, do you think we will ever see the previous 6 God of War 1, 2, 3 game in the PS5 or PS4? I think we might see 1 or 2. God of War 1 or 2 remake, but that's gonna be way down the line, like not anytime soon. What if in the new game there's a fight between Thor and the World Serpent and Kratos and Atreus help Euron and Gander? Thor and the World Serpent and Kratos. I mean, yeah, if Thor were to fight the World Serpent, I'm sure Kratos and Atreus would help, because Euron and Gander is on our side, so they would help. Will Kratos be able to lift Mjolnir in the fight against Thor? I think if he's worthy enough to do that. Yeah, so this is a huge misconception. Thank you for the question, though, because maybe I can clear it. The whole thing about being worthy is a Marvel thing. That's not something that happens in Norse mythology. This is exclusive to Marvel. Being worthy to lift Mjolnir. That doesn't really happen in Norse mythology. In Norse mythology, you just have to be really strong. I know Thor has one of the belts that allows him to lift the hammer, I think. But no, you don't have to be worthy. Otherwise, Kratos wouldn't be able to lift it. Is Kratos still haunted by his memories? We don't really see him experience his memories anymore. I think he still does, deep down. He just has learned to live with them, I guess. Sorry, the outside part of my nose is really itchy. It looks like I do cocaine or something. Okay, do you think Brock and Sindri will be making a body for Mimir as they took some measurements of his heads? No, I don't think Mimir is gonna get a body, because it would just ruin gameplay. Assuming Mimir is gonna stay with us, which I think he is. If they do that, it would just mess the gameplay up so much. You would have Atreus and another NPC, which would be Mimir, and he can't even fight. So what is Mimir gonna do? Hide in the bushes while Kratos and Atreus fight? No, I think the measurements are... they're gonna make his head a weapon, essentially, because that's what the brothers deal with. I know they did the Unity Stone as well, but for the most part, they do weapons. So I feel like they're gonna put rune slots or something in his forehead, and then we're gonna be able to equip it. That's just my theory, but we'll have to wait and see. If he gets a body, I don't know what's gonna happen, man. Do you think they should make another pre-God of War 1 game? A prequel? I think it would be cool to give a game where Kratos meets Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, and makes his pledge, and they plainly say, "Serve us and we'll take your visions away." Yeah, I mean, we only got Chains of Olympus. When it came to the 10 Years of Servitude, it was the only game... We don't know if it took place right before God of War 1, but I know it took place during the 10 Years of Servitude he was with the gods. I'm honestly down for another prequel, man, but it would just be the old Kratos, I guess. Maybe when people get tired of the new series, they would go back, you know, hit that nostalgic area in our mind and just go back to a prequel where Kratos is all ragey again and he makes the pledge to the gods. But for one thing, we'll take your visions away. The gods don't say that. They say we'll forgive your past. Kratos takes it to mean we'll take your visions away, but that's one of the tricks the gods did. But it would be cool. I'm gonna heart it because I love me a good prequel, man. Do you think we'll get a game in Egypt eventually, even though the comics show us what happened there? Yeah, I think so. I think that the comics, this thing, all of these things we see here in Egypt, it's gonna be the setup for a future Egyptian game. So yeah, I do think we're gonna heart it because I really want an Egyptian game. Is Baldur stronger or strong as Zeus? No, I think Zeus is way stronger. Zeus is the freaking king of the gods. Sure, Baldur is you can't really kill him unless you have mistletoe. But Zeus, when it comes to magics, he's way more powerful. In God of War 3, he's able to clone himself. Baldur could not stand that, man. Just saying. Do you think when Kratos talks about him being cursed to live forever, he's actually talking about the Persephone curse? I don't think so. Bruno Velasquez, I asked him the same question, and he's like, why do people think Persephone cursed him? Like, she never curses him, and he's right. Persephone says what she tells Kratos when she dies is like, your suffering will never end, ghost of Sparta. That doesn't sound like a curse. It just sounds like her telling him, like, you're always gonna suffer. You're gonna have to deal with it. It doesn't sound like a curse. Is it true that Kratos has increased the use of the Blades of Chaos? And if so, has it increased the use? And if so, then will it cause some change in its nature, like reckless killing? Increase the use? Well, I mean, just because the blades are not what make Kratos all ragey. So no, I don't think the blades will affect him in any way. Osama asks, hey Kiba, do you think Hercules can show up in the next game? Because he's strong enough to escape the Underworld like Kratos did. Yeah, but Kratos killed Hades. I honestly don't know what happened to Hercules. Because, yeah, he destroyed the realm of Hades. So what would happen to his soul? Will he be able... I mean, I'm sure he would be able... He would be capable to escape because he's pretty strong. But he would need the soul of a Hyperion god to go through the portal. And there's no gods in Hades because Hades is dead. So he would be locked, I guess. So no, he wouldn't come back. And I don't think he's going to come back. God of War Ascension says meme. Okay. My only theory is that Athena is the one responsible for turning the blades maybe because she wants Kratos to kill many gods as possible because of the higher existent theory. Or she wants to use a certain purpose, but I don't know. I mean, it's possible Athena is the one who cursed the blades. We've talked about it before. We don't know exactly which gods cursed the blades to come back to Kratos. Oh, and I got another one of those. If the Chaos Blades return to Kratos every time, why didn't they return them to killing Ares? That's my point. Because I think the curse is somewhat new. The curse happened after God of War 3. So, we don't know who put a curse on him, but that's what I think. Okay, I'm not even going to address that. Thank you, Gaming Dawn, for that. What if Kratos has already destroyed the Egyptian pantheon? Great vids by the... Thank you, Ben. I don't think he will. I think he's only gonna be interacting with Thoth, and I think it's gonna be very similar. Symbolically, Thoth is the Egyptian god of wisdom. So was Athena. So is Thoth using Kratos much like Athena? It's possible. But yeah, I don't think he's gonna destroy the Egyptian pantheon just yet. Do you think it's likely we'll see Egypt in God of War 4 or 5? Do you think... Well, 4, we already played God of War 4, so no. Do you think we'll only see it on an upcoming trilogy after we're done with the Norse mythology? Yeah. I think after we're done with the Norse mythology trilogy, we're going to go to Egypt. Yeah. We heard that. Where did his curse come from? Does Athena want to take revenge on Kratos and still hunts him? If you remember Shovel Knight. Easter egg with Kratos. He's wearing some sort of hood, cape. I think the same with the comic book. I don't know where the Shovel Knight takes place, but it could mean that he's not only in Egypt and also somewhere else. We also see that on the other side of the other comic for God of War 20, Kratos has a problem with his anger. This anger comes from God of War 1 at the end when he let all the spirits... You mean 3, right? God of War 3. At the end when he let all the spirits out of Pandora's box and take the power to kill a god. In the other God of War games, we see his rage with the gods, especially with Zeus. But after... You guys need commas, man. Like, this is hard to read. But after he destroyed all the gods of Olympus, he understands that he has done something bad, and also understood that he's a pawn of Athena. After that, in the new comic book, we see him alive, but not so angry. So he gets angry when then he wakes up and he sees his past following him wherever he goes. My question is, why we see him so angry in Midgard? It happened something between the events of God of War 3 and God of War 2018 that ignited his rage? No, we see him... No, he's not as ragey in God of War 2018. He has learned to control it. If anything, he learns to control it during the events in between God of War 3 and 4. But yeah. Are the Blades of Chaos equal to the power of Mjolnir? the Leviathan axe, or is it just too weak for them? We don't know. I know they're really powerful. Like, they're the only fire that can burn in hell. But I don't know if they're equal to... I feel like they're all three are equal when it comes to power. Yeah. But that's just my theory. That hasn't been confirmed or anything. Do you think having the comic book... sat in... Set. Oh, set. Okay. Oh, set in the land of the pharaohs means we're not going to get a trilogy in Egypt, or the game will be a prequel to the Norse story. No, I think it's gonna be. I think this is gonna be the setup, and then we're gonna get the Egyptian trilogy. Okay. My question is, hold on. After everything that Kratos did to Greece, all the gods that he killed, why have the Egyptian gods not tried to kill him? At the very least, interrogate him as to why he's in Egyptian lands. That might happen in the second issue. We only see Thoth, and he hasn't done that yet because I think he's gonna need Kratos to kill someone. He's gonna manipulate him just like Athena did. But you know, some Egyptian gods might ask him a few questions. It's hard that. I think that when Balder visited Kratos for the first time by saying, "I thought you'd be bigger, and I thought your kind was supposed to be much smarter, so much better than us. And pretty far away from home, aren't you?" He actually thought that Kratos was a Jotun. Yeah, that's the whole thing. That's... Hold on. While we initially thought he might be indicating that he knows about his Greek background, is that a possibility? It's pretty obvious. Yeah, I mean, that's how I did, because I love that moment so much, because we all thought that. Even when we saw the E3 2017 trailer, it's like, I thought you'd be bigger. No, you're supposed to be so much smarter, so much better than us. Oh my god, he's talking about him being Greek. But he's not. He's actually... Balder at that moment, he's thinking Kratos is a Jotun. But yeah, it's really cool. This is really cool writing. Hey Cuba, recently replayed the game, and something that bothers me and I believe is never explained is that Atreus' skin lights up when he grabs the travel rune in Tyr's first vault. Oh yeah, the runes, right? Why is this? Is this due to his giant heritage? I think it's something Faye put on his body, like invisible writing, and that would only activate once he would touch the Unity Stone. Was it the Unity Stone? No, the rune, right? It was the rune, yeah. Let me see. The travel rune, okay, yeah. It's a very cool scene, but I don't know exactly why that happens. My theory is that Kratos will die in battle against Thor at the start of the next game of the game. How it's shown in the painting, but return shortly after battling through Valhalla. Okay. Yeah, I think the same thing. I think Thor's gonna kill him, and this is gonna reset our gameplay stats all the way to 0. And then he's gonna go to Valhalla and then come back. Can Kratos become big again or not? Oh, like in God of War 2? I don't think so. No. It's not a theory as much as it's a question, and the question is, how did Kratos get the Guardian Shield in God of War 4? We don't know that yet, sadly. I guess I saw this one a while back. In page 8, Kratos is wearing the boots of Hermes. We need a theory, man. Yeah, I heard it because I'm going to make a theory on that. How long do you think Kratos will be in Egypt, and do you think there's a chance we'll see him meet Faye somehow near the end of the story? I hope so. I hope the Fallen God comics end when Kratos finally reaches Scandinavia, and maybe in the distance we see Faye, and she's approaching, and that's the end of the comic. That would be awesome. And then we get a prequel game of Kratos' life in the Norse pantheon in that time with Faye. Like, that would be awesome. No, wait, no. What am I doing? No, he gets to the Norse pantheon, and then he lives alone for like 50 years, and then he meets Faye. So yeah, I don't know if we're gonna see Faye. No, I don't think so. But we might see him get to Scandinavia. Okay. Vasquez, do you think Thoth is a higher deity due to him being called advisor of the gods, or him being advisor of gods? Does he want to help Kratos in a way while helping the Egyptian pantheon? I don't know. I don't think so, man. I think he's gonna be like Athena. Like, I think they went with the god of wisdom to symbolize that this is gonna happen again or something. I feel like he's gonna trick him into killing an important person, and then that's gonna be the setup for when we eventually go to Egypt again. But I don't think he's gonna be good. No. My question is, are we gonna fight Egyptian gods in the next God of War? And is it possible that Egyptian gods will come in Ragnarok? No, I think Egyptian gods are gonna be in its own trilogy, so we won't see them in the next game. The old man is Geuti 100%. There's no mistake. From the art of the comic book cover, I think Kratos will fight against a myth. Hey, I said that a while back. Yeah, the beast. Yeah, the crocodile thing. And I think this is the Egyptian name for Thoth. I think Thoth is the Greek name. Hey, Captain Cuba, this isn't about God of War Fallen God, it's more about Kratos and Atreus. How come Kratos never fell ill during his days in Sparta when he didn't know he was a god, but Atreus did fall ill because he didn't know his true nature? I like to think that Kratos was at the very least a demigod since his father was Zeus. So yeah, he's always been a demigod. I think it was in the IGN interview with Cory Barlog. He said that while Atreus' god puberty manifested itself through being sick, Kratos' rage manifested itself through being ragey. That's it, like just being a very rageful person. That was his sickness, being rage. I think I have a video on it. Captain Cuba, sickness. Yeah, this one. Atreus and Kratos' sickness explained. Yeah, I talk about it. Wow, okay, I didn't know I had that many views. I think I have the clip of Cory Barlog talking about that in this video. So go and check that one out. Is Kratos Surtur the only one to destroy Asgard as Thor takes his life? No, I don't think he's Surtur. I think he's Kratos is only Farbodi in the Norse pantheon. My theory, when I researched about Thoth Old Man, he was named the advisor of the gods, so maybe he has something to do with the higher deity that controlled Kratos' fate. I mean, it's possible, but I think he's still confined to the Egyptian pantheon as well. And we could be wrong though. Like he could be one of those gods that actually goes above it. We don't know yet. Will Ragnarok be the last game set in the Norse mythology? No, I think we will at least have one more game after Ragnarok. So 3 in total. Maybe a prequel to when Kratos was in Midgard when he just came to Scandinavia. Maybe. Are you able to do a video of reading the comic for us and not able to get a hold of it? I can't do it, man. I could get in trouble. Like it's something that I can't do. I'm sorry, but I just can't. I did my explanation on it. Fallen God. Yeah, I told you the story in this video, but I couldn't show you all the panels because I could get in trouble. Actually, Kratos is only dreaming. Hehehe. I don't know what that means. Is Kratos literally immortal? I mean, after God of War 3, he survived, but how did he heal from that big wound? And he reached this realm. And what happened to the Greek pantheon? How many years can Kratos live? Kratos' immortality again. Again, we don't know how he survived the wound still in God of War 3. Here we see that he's got bandages. Is Kratos immortal? I would say yes, but we're not sure in what sense. That's all I can say. I have to make a video on his immortality. I hate the topic because it's one of those things we don't really have 100% confirmation. I know Cory Barlog said that, yeah, he's immortal, but we don't know in what mean. And I can see him on art getting ready to argue with me in the chat, so I'm not even going to look at the chat now. But yeah, he is immortal. We just don't know in what sense. Kiba, you point out in one of your videos a statue of Thor holding the world serpent depicted in Ragnarok that had taken place already, and then later you explained that why the giants were dead when Kratos and Atreus were in Jotunheim. Then why in the scroll we find the serpent and the guardian remains? If the serpent had died already, or maybe some giants survived the battle, got to know that the serpent is alive, just like Freya told us that Thor came when the serpent appeared, wrote the scroll and went somewhere else. I don't remember my theory about the snake. I think it was kind of like part 2 of why the giants are dead. Because what did I say? I honestly forgot about that video. I can't explain that. I forgot. Will the plot move like this in the next game? First of all, I have to say I don't know how the plot will play out. I just don't know. In the next game, giants will have a good relationship with Kratos and Atreus. Name him Surtur. Then the giants will have a good relationship with Kratos and Atreus. Giants name him Surtur. He then fights. No, I have to say no because Surtur already exists. Mimir says that Surtur is still in Jotunheim. He's not Kratos. He then fights one-on-one with Odin and Thor. He manages to Death Strand Thor and destroy the realm before he dies. Oh, destroy Thor. Okay. Kratos then travels to Helheim, allied the goddess of Helheim, and returns back. When he returns back, Atreus is taken by Odin and adopted as well since... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is just your theory, your prediction for the story. I don't know, but I don't think so, because Surtur is already another character in Norse mythology. Kratos is Farbuti. He's not going to be another one. Exactly, Polius. He already exists. After God of War 3, according to the comic, Kratos is in Egypt. So what if Kratos has already destroyed the whole Egyptian mythology and then traveled to North? I just don't think so. I talked about it before, but no. I don't... he might kill one god, but I don't think he's going to kill the entire pantheon. Honestly, I really think the fallen god won't make up for the Blades of Chaos plot hole, but I hope they do. Plus, my theory is, if Kratos and Atreus did travel in time, the time travel thing, Thor will be behind them, and in the spare moment in the fight when Kratos will lose and Atreus is fighting the Asgardian army, Freyja will appear throwing the axe to help them and call it back, like Captain America in Endgame, and she will be with the army. That would be cool. That honestly would be cool, but I don't think we'll see Faye in actual physical form. Yeah, guys, I'll read the super chat afterwards. I'm sorry. About the plot hole you talked about, I think the gods in the plane of existence, when they cursed Kratos not to die, we don't know that yet. We don't know if it's them. Okay, don't assume that. They cursed the chains of chaos to follow him, and I think the moment we saw Kratos holding them again against Zeus in his memory in God of War 4 was just a video type of making. He was supposed to hold the Blades of Exile, so it's a small plot hole, I guess. It could be it could be the higher plane of existing gods who cursed the blades. We don't even know if there's many gods up there. We only know Athena is the only one who ascended there, so it might just be Athena. Sevul, hey Kiba, why do you think they haven't shown us what happened after Kratos attempted suicide in the comic? It only began with him in a cave trying to get rid of the blades. And one more question, do you think they will show us what happened to a next chapter of the comic, or is it going to remain a mystery again? Thanks, Kiba. No, there's going to be a second issue, and a third. We don't know why they skipped what happened after Kratos woke up from death. That's kind of the mystery, still remains a mystery. Why did Kratos do... Oh, they were destroyed. The weapons in the God of War 3 were all destroyed, except the boots of Hermes. When Baldur and Kratos first fought in God of War 2018, causing massive amounts of damage in the front lawn and overall landscape, and when Kratos comes back to his home after, say, when he needs to reclaim his Blades of Chaos, the lawn and the land look unscathed, and the pathway that Kratos and Atreus first walked through from their home after Kratos just happens to disappear, and you return there later in the game. I wonder if Corey allowed this hole in the design, or is it part of the greater foreshadow, or what is to arrive. I haven't noticed that. I'll have to go back and look. It's an interesting question. I'm going to heart it, because yeah, he does go back to get the Blades of Chaos, and I don't remember the place being destroyed. I'll have to play the game and look at that part again. Okay, 3 questions. Oh boy! How do you think the blades come back from under the sea all the way to the desert? Did someone bring it to him, or did they just fly out? I know it's bound to his soul, but it just doesn't add up. It doesn't add up because it's not real, man. It's magic. For this, the answer is magic. How did the people know about Kratos? Did the old man tell stories about him? Since all the pantheons are in the same planet, people have heard stories about him. Much like Mimir. Mimir has heard Kratos' story as well. Why doesn't Kratos bring Hermes' boots with him? He might have left them in the Egyptian pantheon, but I might, I think I'm going to make a video about that soon. Let's see. Sorry. Did Kratos have the boots for Hermes in the comic because they don't get destroyed by Zeus? Also, congrats on the 69k subs. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, he has the boots of Hermes in the comic. But later on, he doesn't have them anymore. He has them here. And even when he gets to Egypt, he still has them. Show me your feet. Show me your feet, Kratos. Oh, God. Where are they? Okay, I don't know which panel it is, but he has them in one of the panels. And then he doesn't have them anymore. So I gotta read this one. King of War. What if the talking animals are a future time traveling Atreus? I don't think so. I still think it's Thoth, because those are his animals. It's meant to be symbolic. Show me your feet, Cuba. In the panel, dude, chill. Hey, I always wanted to ask you, what is your favorite God of War game? It would have to be God of War 4. Thank you. In God of War 3, Calliope and Lysandra was a vision to make Kratos forgive himself. Our real Calliope forgive him after leave her? What do you think will happen to her after God of War 3? Will she return to life as fandom thinks? Who's fandom? I think she will return as a goddess. I know it's a long question. Yeah, so he's asking me essentially about Calliope. Will she return? And did she forgive Kratos after Chains of Olympus when he leaves her? It'd be interesting to see. I still know. I think she's still alive because that was the deal in Chains of Olympus. He would, defeat Atlas, but he would never be able to return to the fields of Elysium. But that way, her daughter could live forever. So she's still alive. You know that. But I don't know if she's gonna come back. It would be interesting seeing the dynamic between her and Atreus. Marco Gonzalez, bro, Kratos is tier. Sorry, bro. Thank you for your membership, but no. Kratos is not tier. How big do you think? What? What are we talking about here? He's 7 foot tall. Like 7. No, wait. He's what? I forgot how tall Kratos is. I forgot. I think he's 7 feet tall, isn't he? In God of War Fallen God, we see at last versus Kratos' destiny. That destiny is Kratos' destination. So my theory is Kratos' main weapon would be the Blades of Chaos, and would most probably kill Thor or his enemies with it. And I think that is the reason why the Blades of Chaos do not get lost. And also I think Faye would meet Kratos after this in issue 2 of Fallen God, because this is the phase where Kratos is unsupported and disappointed and tortured by his own past. I think it would be perfect time for Faye to enter his life and support him. What do you think about? Oh, sorry. What do you think about my theory? Yeah, no, I don't think we're gonna meet Faye in the second issue. Because Kratos actually arrives in Scandinavia and he lives alone for 50 years, and then he meets Faye. I'm not really sure what he meant about the Blades of Chaos killing Thor. I don't know what. Yeah, the old man says something about destiny, that he can't really outrun it, but I don't know what he means by that yet. Because that's what I mean. He destroyed the Sisters of Fate, who are in charge of controlling destiny itself. So Thoth is, or if it's Thoth, he's talking about a higher destiny, I guess. So we don't know exactly what he means by that. I have a theory that Atreus will be playable for some missions, and also once you finish the game, I think he will slaughter the gods in Asgard. Siege, eventually getting to Odin, who destroy. Is that the end of the comment? Okay, I guess I'll address the first part. I don't think Atreus is gonna be maybe playable for one area, like the Ellie section in the first The Last of Us. Maybe he will be playable like that, but I don't. It will break gameplay, I think. What do you think is the destiny they're talking about in the comic? Kratos arriving in Scandinavia or something earlier? Also, why is it this topic again when the Fates are trapped in the past unless they somehow regain control by getting back their place, or is Kratos now influenced by the Egyptian Fates? I think what Thoth is talking about is an actual higher being of fate, an entity that's keeping him alive. That's the reason why I think he comes back to life. He's immortal, but in the sense that destiny would not let him die. So I don't think he's referring to the Egyptian Fates. I think he's referring to a higher fate. I'm gonna go and get some water. Okay, my mouth is all dry. Give me a second. And we're back with Captain Cuba. Let's see. Alright. Where did I stop? Oh, the Destiny thing. Okay, I read that part. Will there be fourth wall narration in God of War 5 like Gaia did in the previous, or there will be no... No, I don't think there's gonna be any more narration, because it's more of an intimate story. Just, I mean, Mimir is the closest thing we'll get to a narration. Like, he's gonna be giving us information about the lore and stuff. Pakistan, what happened to Zeus' soul after he died? Gods just ceased to exist completely, to my knowledge. How did Modi get into Tyr's vault? Is Demo still alive? He literally survived 124 hits. How did Modi get into the vault? Plot. There's not an actual reason to it. The story just needed him to be there. Is Demo still alive? Okay, no. I think Deimos' character arc is completely done. They're not gonna bring him back ever again. I think he's completely dead. I'm sorry. I know he's a fun character and all, but he dead. How Blades returned to Kratos again and again, and how Kratos got Blades of Chaos again, because in the end of God of War 3, there was only Blades of Exile. That's still the mystery. It's gonna be answered eventually, because the comic book kind of teases the answer. Kratos asks, like, by what power do you return to me again and again? So it's gonna be... We're gonna know eventually why the Blades return. For me, I always thought Athena was the one who cursed Kratos with immortality when she removed the sword as punishment that he would never rest. And she's the first person to think of when he went back to dig his past. So this is not confirmed yet. I don't know why it's not. And for Atreus, he always says he is cursed. Maybe he's the key to ending his suffering, because he also told him that he would allow him to kill himself if it meant for Atreus to live. So he might be the key to Kratos, for Kratos to descend. You mean ascend? Ascend to a higher place. You've talked about. Thanks. Yeah, I think you meant ascend. Yeah, I mean, if his death is selfless, he might ascend to the higher plane of existence, and then he'll meet his nemesis there. But we don't know if Athena was the one who cursed the Blades yet. We just simply don't know. Now, what I'm gonna do now is I don't know how close I am to the end, but I'm gonna read from the oldest comments to the top now, because I want to get the comments from the people that first commented, because I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to read all of them. But I read a lot of the new ones. Oh, I'm almost done. Oh god, never mind. Oh, I thought I had a lot. Hey Cap, love your videos, but I always wonder, why is Kratos not as powerful as he was in the previous game? He actually is more powerful. He's only just controlling his rage a lot more. Corey Barlock has said that Kratos is more powerful in God of War 4 than he was in 3. So there you have it. Okay, where's... Okay. What if the voice that is talking to Atreus through the entire game that Kratos cannot hear is the spirit of the Leviathan axe at first? That's interesting. I never thought about that. Because, Jesus, you're right. Atreus is in tune with the spirit form. Like, it's spirit world, I guess. That is interesting, because he hears spirits multiple times. I want to think about that. That's really cool. Hey Cap, in God of War 4, there are many hints and side missions which tell us about the sons killing their fathers. Do you think Atreus might kill Kratos and the cycle might continue in God of War 5? No, that just... those side missions are to reinforce the main story of the game. It goes with the theme of the cycle. And that's what I mean. If Atreus kills Kratos, then it's going to undermine the story of God of War 4. Because in God of War 4, they pretty much break the cycle. What was it? Oh, what did Kratos say to Baldur? The cycle ends here. Must be better than this. And he breaks the cycle. So it might happen, but it will undermine the story of God of War 4 a little bit. Okay. Hey Captain Cube, I really love your God of War content. Thank you, man. I have a theory. We hear throughout Fallen God comic that Kratos cannot escape its destiny, that it must be fulfilled. Well, what if Kratos is destined to bring the end to all mythologies? There was even an interview where Cory Barlog was asked if Kratos would make it to the present day, and he responded with, yes, he will. He might be... That might be his destiny, like completely getting rid of gods. But again, that would have made sense in God of War 3. If they go with this story now, it would undermine the story of God of War a little bit, because part of the message Kratos learns is that, hey, there are good gods, there can be good gods, and he himself becomes a better god. So I don't think that's going to be the main story for the series going on. And Cory Barlog saying he will come to the modern time. I think he was joking. I think that was in the rapid questions video with GameSpot. I think he was joking there. I don't think we're going to get a modern day God of War game. Nightingale. Did some Egyptian gods help Kratos get rid of the haunted visions? I don't think he still has the visions, he just has learned to live with them ever since he became a god in God of War 1. So if the Blades of Chaos return when he slept, does that mean that he didn't sleep in Midgard at all? Again, I've talked about this before. It's more like, if he throws the blades away, like if he has the intent to throw the blades away, they're gonna return to him. But in God of War 4, he has acknowledged their curse. Like, he's not trying to get rid of them, he's trying to contain them. They stay in his house. That's kind of my thought on it. But there might be something to it in the comic later on. Zeus, hey Cap, do you think Freya will get her wings back? And if so, how do you think she will manage not only... Wait. And if so, how do you think she will manage to not only break the spell to leave Midgard, but also get into Asgard, where her wings would most likely be, for Odin to be able to keep them? And just a side note, is the poor Freyja. Okay, so I've often wondered the same thing. I'm gonna hard because it's a very good question. How would he get her wings back? Because you're right, like she can't leave Midgard. She's cursed to stay in it. And in Alfheim, we see... I don't think it shows in the thumbnail. Check out this video. Might be interesting. Captain Cuba. Oh my god, what is it? Oh my god. Freya? Axe? Oh my god, where is it? I can't find it now. I forgot what it's called. I forgot my own video. Oh, hold on, I'm just gonna sneeze. Okay. So in Alfheim, you can actually find a mural which shows Faye fighting on the side of the Aesir gods. So maybe the way she gets her wings back is by pledging allegiance to her ex-husband again. She's not gonna like that, but she's gonna do it in order to get her revenge. Very similar to Kratos. Because Cory has said that Athena's gonna have a similar arc to the old Kratos, where she's gonna be all about vengeance and stuff. So she might just reunite with her husband just to kill Kratos. And Odin will say yes, because he needs another fighter. So that's kind of... And on the side note, is the poor Freyja. No, I don't think that anymore. I know that's one of my old theories, but I don't think that anymore. I think it's Hildisvini. They only changed his story from the actual Norse mythology. Hey Gap, do you think introducing Egyptian gods this early to us indicates that the next God of War will be at least in this mythology, and the Norse series will not be a trilogy? No, I think they're setting it up now, and we'll get a trilogy eventually, an Egyptian trilogy. Do we have a date for issue number 2? We do. April 7th, I believe. Hey Captain, what do you think Baldur says that Kratos and Atreus cost him? Why did Brock and Sindri hide from Freya? I don't know why Brock and Sindri hide from Freya. They might just remember her from when she was married to Odin, so they wouldn't want that because they don't like Odin and the Asgardian gods. But why do you think Baldur says that Kratos and Atreus cost him? I think cost me time. I never really put much thought into that question, but it might be a good one. It might be hinting to something. Do you think a Netflix adaptation of this would work? Of the comic book or the series? I would love to see a Netflix adaptation. It worked with Witcher, and it's a very similar story, I guess. It's serious. It works. If you cast the right people, it could probably work as well. And I know Sony will most likely do a movie about it eventually. Sorry, I got all... Oh, I sneezed and then I was just like all... No. Yeah. Hey Captain Q, I'm most excited to see what the man is holding in this tablet this tablet is referring to Kratos' destiny in the land of the pharaohs. I know in your breakdown you mentioned you believe he's Thoth. I really do see the connection, especially as Thoth is also the god of prophecy as well as writing in Egyptian mythology. What do you think Kratos' future in Egypt will be? Do you think that his that is a possible connection to the theory Kratos could be Tyr. No, I don't. Oh my god, I'm all itchy now. No, I don't think Kratos is Tyr. I think his purpose is gonna be killing a myth for some reason. I think Thoth is gonna trick him into killing someone really important, and Kratos is gonna fall for it again. So I really don't think Kratos is Tyr. I don't see the connection. I'm sorry. Do you think the Fallen God comic series could serve as a potential backdoor pilot for a game or future set of comics? Yeah, like I said, it's gonna be a setup for when we eventually get to the Egyptian pantheon. Do you think Athena will play a major role in the next 2 games? No, I think she will be teased in the final game of the Norse trilogy at the end, like being the puppet master. What if, like in Norse mythology, Loki gets in prison and then Kratos will need to go and fight all the Norse gods in God of War 3 style? It could happen, but I don't know, it would change the character of Kratos a little bit. That's my fear. Like, it's possible story-wise, because I know they're hinting that Atreus might get captured by an Asgardian god. But I don't know. I mean, that would just break the flow of the game, I think. Atreus is an important character, and like what many people loved about God of War 4 is the interactions Kratos and Atreus had in the game. So taking Atreus out of the equation would not be very good, I think. How do you think Atreus will react at seeing Athena? I mean, I think he would be pretty interested in it. Like, oh my god, it's another god. You know, father? I don't know. It would be cool. Where did Athena go after Kratos killed himself? We don't know. Maybe the higher plane of existence? Back to it? I don't know. Do you think the giants of Jotunheim are hiding in time, the future most likely, as an extra safety measure, and they will come back to this time once they learn that Faye's ashes have reached them at last? Yes. Hold on. There you go. I have a video on it. Jotunheim is hidden in time. That's exactly what I say. Like, it's one of the measurements Tyr took to hide the realm in the future. That way, if any Asgardian god managed to make it in, they couldn't really get any of the knowledge, because in the future all the giants will be dead. So I really think the Jotunheim we see in the game is from the future. Yeah. How does the chains on Kratos attach to the blades, but also detach when on his back? I don't know. Game. It just happens, man. I don't know how they stay still on his back. It's just, it has no explanation. I don't know if that's canon. As depicted in God of War 1, the last cutscene that Kratos knew all the battles that would take place in the future. So why he didn't know there would be a great war between the gods and the giants, that it would be at the side of the giants, and also in Norse mythology about Ragnarok. Yeah, I've talked sometimes about the last cutscene of God of War 1. And it's problematic because David Jaffe did not think it was gonna get a sequel. So that kind of works as the ending of the series. Like, he became the god of war for the whole planet. He was able to see the Civil War, the Inquisition, the World War I, all of those battles, right? David Jaffe, I don't think he was thinking about a sequel, so he ended the series then. But then it sold so much that it got another sequel. In the novel, though, it says that Kratos received visions, like momentary visions of the future. But yeah, you're right. It's a good point. It's a plot hole, you know. Hey, Cuba, what about naming it Given Opinion with Insert Guess? I have bad taste, I know. No, I know. I didn't have a guess this time, but I wanted to do one of these, and I know you guys have a lot of questions, so I thought it would be, good to ask. Kratos will meet Anubis, maybe. If Kratos traveled to Egypt, or near at least, then what is the point of the realm travel in God of War version of Norse? Like, obviously Kratos and Atreus needed for plot, but couldn't Thor just travel to Jotunheim like Freya tells Kratos? No. How do I explain it? Do I have a ball or something here? I'm gonna try and explain the universes as best as I can. Maybe open up Paint. I'm gonna open up Paint. This is very nerdy, but we're gonna do it. You know what? Let's rock and roll. Okay, where's the pencil? I haven't really used Paint in a while. What? No, that's too thin. Oh, that works. I don't care. Okay, look. So this is the God of War planet. Okay. Here we have. Okay, this is really cheesy. Okay, so here we have the Greek pantheon, and here we have the Norse pantheon. they're in the same planet, okay? But within these realms, let's call them realms, okay? There are other realms. In here we have the realm of Hades, which is outside of the main planet. Hades. That's Hades, okay? This is the Norse realm, and in this realm we also have other dimensions, and in this one they're all stacked. So here we have Alfheim, Jotunheim, Helheim, Asgard, and so forth. But Midgard and Olympia, they're all in the same planet. So for all the pantheons, this is how I see it. For all the pantheons in the realm, for the realm of the mortals, they all share the same planet. But inside those realms, they each have other dimensions and stuff. So that's kind of my explanation of it. Sorry. You're right, this is cheesy. I know. But I thought I would just explain it with a picture. That's kind of how I see the God of War universe. We know that the Blades of Chaos have appeared in that comic, but the runes in these blades are similar to those blades of Athena. Yeah, we talked about that before. And the cross guards are similar to those of the Blades of Chaos. I think the creators are trying to indicate the Blades of Chaos and the Blades of Athena are the same. I know, and it scares me. Or is this a plot hole? By the way, I saw your video about Bruno Velasquez's reply to your Blades of Chaos questions, but I need an explanation. Again, we talked. It was one of the first questions I read here. Yeah, I feel like they're going with that theory that they're all the same blades, and I don't like it because Bruno said that no, they're not. They're obviously not the same blades. But hey, look, if they confirm it in the comic, I'm down for them being all the same blade. We will finally know. If that's the case, then it clearly has been retconned. But you know, who's taller, giants or titans? So Corey, actually, I was thinking of making a video about that because I keep getting this question. Giants, technically giants are taller because giants can choose any size they want. So they can be, Thamur could have been bigger than Kronos if he wanted to. So technically giants are bigger. That's one of their powers, as Corey Barlax has said. I'm starting to question Bruno's honesty. I don't think he's lying. I just think that's how the developers saw the lore behind the blades, and then it has been retconned. I keep telling you guys, like, be ready for retcons. They're gonna happen. Is Kratos already visited Egypt, and why he goes back Egypt after Norse world is over? I don't know, but I think it's gonna be set up here. I think he's gonna kill an important god or something, and then we'll have to return again, or maybe they'll chase us. I don't know. Do you think in later games Atreus/Loki will be the main protagonist of the series? I'm sure you get this question a lot, but in your opinion, who do you think called the world Serpent when Atreus was sick? So yeah, I do think, I don't know if he's gonna be the face of the series like Kratos is. He might have a spin-off game. I would love an open world God of War game with Atreus, because his main power is that of shape-shifting. That would be awesome in an open world setting. That would be so badass. Who do you think called the world Serpent when Atreus was sick? I think it was Kratos and Atreus from the future. Let me drink some water. My mouth is dry. I think it's Kratos and Atreus from the future. I recommend you watch this video. It's actually not my theory. It was this video, top 5 God of War predictions. It's actually my girlfriend's, Konoruhi's. She came up with the theory. I'm like, that is brilliant, and I'm gonna add it. I gave her credit, but I think it's future Kratos and Atreus. All right, let's see. Hold on. Do you think Athena will play a big role in the God of War Fallen God by taunting Kratos on his journey to Scandinavia? Well, we haven't seen her in the first issue yet, so I don't think she's gonna be in it. No, wait, hold on. I think she's mentioned in the second issue. I think she's mentioned in the description of it. Yeah, I'm not gonna check, but I'm pretty sure it is. Hey, Captain Cuba, why didn't the Blades of Chaos didn't return to Kratos after God of War 1, like it's happening in Fallen God? Is there any special reason for it to keep coming back after killing the entire pantheon? Again, like, it's gonna be answered later on in the second issue, or maybe the third. So yeah, what if Kratos and Atreus travel to all the pantheons? That would be so cool. I hope so. I really do. I especially want to go to Egypt. That was my #1 request after the Norse pantheon, Egypt, and then the Aztec pantheon. Those are the two realms I want to see. Well, in Fallen God comic, it was said the Blades of Chaos magically appeared in front of Kratos after a night of sleep. Then why... I read this before. Then why didn't they appear in God of War 2 and 3? They were stripped from him, like, didn't Kratos sleep during those events or what? Yeah, again, if we're going by the idea that the Blades of Chaos are different from the Blades of Exile and the Blades of Athena, then yeah, we have to ask that question. Why didn't they follow him in God of War 2 and 3? Which leads me to think that it was a curse that happened after God of War 3. Have you seen the Seth Programmer God of War Power Skill of the Year? Yeah, it's a good video. Yeah, I recommend you guys watch it. The real All-Father Odin defeats any/every version of Kratos 10 times. Sure. Okay, yeah. It's not a question. It's just he's saying Odin is more powerful, I guess. How do the Blades of Chaos produce the flames, and how much effective those flames in combat? Like in God of War Chains of Olympus, the flames are powerful enough to destroy the Wraith shield, but in God of War to destroy armor shields. Yeah, again, like this, you're talking about gameplay here. They're powerful enough to destroy Wraiths, shields, but in God of War to destroy armor shield. That you shouldn't really take that as being canon. That's just what happens in gameplay. Kratos is a god who's able to come out of Hades, but he struggles to open up a chest. Cory Barlog has talked about that. It's just you have to do those things in order for gameplay to be fun. This is just a mechanic. But I think it gets its flames because it comes from the Chaos Realm. I think they tell us that in the God of War 1 novel. How hung is Kratos? I don't know. Ask Aphrodite. Do you think Kratos will meet Egyptian gods before landing in Scandinavia? Well, I think he's met one already, Thoth. But that is yet to be confirmed. That would be cool, though. Let's see. I read that, okay. Is it this journey where Kratos gets his wisdom, and how did he become so calm in part 4? I think it is. It's going to be like something's going to happen that he's going to realize that he's got to change. I think he's trying to change already, because he's trying to be... He wants to be left alone. Like, he sees civilizations, and he doesn't really kill them. He just kind of goes away. He doesn't kill anybody like he did in God of War 3. So yeah, something is going to happen here that it's going to push him over the edge, I guess, and it's going to make him want to change completely. Okay, hello, we see many titans in all versions of this franchise, like Thera, Hyperion, Prometheus, Typhon, and even we see Atlas and Kronos in the Great War. Now, why when Kratos transferred the titans to the present, none of these titans were shown in the third version of the game? Can we say Kratos only transferred the titans who were dead at the present time, and what happened to the old Kratos when he went to the past? I think you better make a complete video about the game's time travel. So no, you're actually fine, man. Like I understood your question entirely. It's all good. Yeah, I'm not touching the whole thing, the whole 2 Kratos thing, because there's a time loop. God damn it, there's a time loop in God of War 2, and essentially there's no 2 Kratos. So I'm not gonna talk about that. Why don't we see all of these titans? I think we might see them. I mean, they're just not shown, I guess. I know Atlas is still in the Underworld, and so is Kronos, obviously. But these ones might have also come back. We just never actually see them because they would require a lot more work. So they just created generic titans. It's more of a time constraint type of thing, and a story as well, because these are actually important characters. You can't just have these guys into the story if they don't work with the story. But yeah, Atlas and Kronos didn't come back because they were captured first, and then they were captured. They were took to Hades, and then Kratos came back in time and took the ones that were already that were fighting still. Okay, so Manny says, I think the higher plane of existence theory is really interesting. Kratos can go killing one pantheon after another, and finally get to the higher plane of existence and challenge those beings. On a completely different note, it would be interesting to see in Fallen God how and why Kratos decides to settle down and have a family. Yeah, I mean, I still think I think the higher plane of existence is going to be addressed eventually. And yeah, we talked about this before. I think something's going to happen in Fallen God that makes him want to just change completely. Okay. In this issue 1, I got to know that there's no god who's ruling... Right. In this issue 1, I got to know that there's no god who's ruling all over the world. I mean, in Greece... In Greece, side side countries. Zeus rules. Egyptian sides. Pharaoh's rule. In Norway, Odin rules. I thought there will be different worlds. They are ruling worlds. I thought... Oh, this is hard to read. I thought something like time machine or any kind of realm traveling, so there's no god rules over the world. Yeah, okay, so yeah, there's pantheons. There, that's my graph right there. All of the pantheons are on the same world, right? They don't really connect with each other, but they all are in the same world. However, Corey has said that there is something called the higher reality, that we haven't gone to yet. I believe there are gods here who created this world, but we just haven't seen them yet. But I do think we'll eventually go to those gods you're talking about that control the world overall. Coral. Okay, this one I did read the other day. Coral reefs are either the smartest rocks or the dumbest organism. You deserve a heart, man. That is very insightful. Kratos probably helped the Egyptian people or the gods, and as a reward, he's able to control the visions of his past. That would be cool. That would be a good way to finally give us an answer. One heart that as well. To give us an answer as to what happened to his visions, because he doesn't really talk about them anymore. So maybe he doesn't have them, and the Egyptian gods are the one who took it away from him. I think he will help that old man, and that old man will betray him like Gaia or the gods. What do you think, Cuba? Yes, 100%, because he's the god of wisdom, much like Athena, who also betrayed him. At the end of God of War, the mural is broken near the hand of the person held by Atreus in Norse mythology. Tyr does not have an arm. Can he be Tyr? 100%. At least that's my theory. I wholeheartedly believe that is Tyr. The one Kratos is holding, that is Tyr, like no doubt. And that's a good point. Like in the wall itself, it's not that his hand is not drawn. It's just that that part of the wall broke. So, because if the game would have shown us the entire mural and he had an arm, we'd be like, okay, that's not Tyr because it's not missing his hand. But the developers were smart. They're like, okay, we can't do that, but let's just leave it ambiguous. Like, let's just say that part of the mural is missing, so you don't know if his arm is there or not. So it kind of leaves it open. So, yeah, I think it's Tyr, man. And if I'm right, John Ford owes me $50. If Thoth tries to help Kratos, that means Kratos has something to do with Egypt, like saves Egypt from a chaotic monster. Yeah, he's gonna be fighting a myth, I'm sure. Sorry. How do you think Kratos ends in Midgard if he's going to be battling supposedly gods in Egypt? Also, do you think that Freyja might be spoken about in the latter issues of Fallen God, because she's partly the reason I think Kratos ends up in Midgard? Freyja might be the person who commands the wolves to bring Kratos to Scandinavia, but Kratos is not aware of her at that moment. Freyja only meets Kratos 50 years after he lands in Scandinavia, so I don't know. She's not going to be in the comics, in Fallen God comics, that's for sure. Okay, so one more question because I have to go now. Okay, I'll read two more. If Kratos was in Egypt... Wait, if Kratos was in the Egypt realm, does that mean we won't have a game with him in that realm again? I really hope we're done. I really hope we are done with Ragnarok. Wait. After we're done, sorry, I didn't read that part. After we're done with Ragnarok, we can go to Egypt realm, and it's gonna be so badass, killing all the gods and getting new weapons. Edit. I should buy the comics because it's kind of short, but it's not that expensive. I don't know. I just want to save for Ragnarok. It's all good, man. Yeah, I think again, the comic book is gonna be a setup for the eventual Egyptian mythology introduction in the series. So yeah, I think we're gonna go to Egypt eventually. What do the Blades of Chaos in the comic look more like the Blades of Exile design? To me, they don't look like the Blades of Exile. They look like they're in between the Blades of Athena and the Blades of Chaos. So yeah, that is gonna be all for today because I really have to go now, guys. But it has been fun. You guys, asked some pretty good questions. I want to thank everybody who super chatted. I feel really bad. Let me go back up, see if I can read some of them. Okay, stories through Q2 says, why people feel Thor's hammer is stronger than Blades of Chaos. Shouldn't the blades be stronger? Lore-wise, they were made by a god. Could you explain? Yeah, I mean, they were made by a god, and they also came from the Chaos Realm, but Brock and Sindri are just amazing smiths as well. So I think they're equal in power. We talked about that as well. But I could be wrong, though. Let's see if I see another super chat. Come on. Just scroll. Okay, I only saw one, and I'm really sorry, guys. Because I can't see them now. I was looking at the other community posts. But thank you so much for all 200 of you here watching. This means a lot. Thank you to everyone who super chatted. That helps out the channel a lot. Oh, and I also got a member. Thank you so much. That one member, I couldn't see your name. But, yeah, thank you to all of my subs for liking and sharing my videos. You guys help me out a lot. But with that said, I'll see you guys Wednesday for the next game. I'll choose the game Wednesday as well. We'll see what we play. Until then, remember, go forth in the name of Ragnarok. And the awkward part.